A very good evening to everyone. Uh, it's so great to be on this evening, on Sunday evening, to gather here for all of us and give time for our meditation session. And I have the privilege of welcoming Sneha Agarwal Ji. And I have been her batchmate for LBL. And it was great opportunity for me to be there for her. And it was nice. I like the presence of Neha Ji a lot during those 6 days of life between lives retreat. And I'm glad that I got the opportunity to welcome her and welcome Sneha Ji and please.
Thank, thank you, Surya. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure seeing you again after the workshop, and thank you for this warm welcome. And it is always a pleasure to be here with the QLU Sangha and conduct meetings and being given this opportunity by Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi to be here. The fact that they find me worthy of being here and doing this with all of you is a very big privilege to me. And thank you so much for having me here. And we will now begin the class. For the next 5 or 10 minutes, let us all align ourselves to today's meditation class and let us all become one and become more connected with our breath. So, a small 5 or 10 minute meditation, and then we can start on today's topic. I will share the music. You can just close your eyes. Today's meditation. Coming back to the present moment, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can slowly place your hands lightly on your eyes and open your eyes. With a smile on your face, aligning yourself to today's session, I welcome you all again to Quantum Life University's Sunday meditation class. The topic that we will be discussing today is the power of surrender. And before that, I would like to express my gratitude to my masters, Dr. Lakshmi, Dr. Newton. They have been instrumental in making me who I am today. And from a very angry and aggressive person to a person who is able to conduct classes for such an esteemed organization, that journey would not have been possible without my masters. And along with them, Hitesh and Shubhangi, they have held my hand through my spiritual journey. It's been more than 10 years now since I have been working on myself and attending these truly transformational classes that Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi conduct. And it has been my privilege to always learn from them. And I hope I continue learning from them forever. So we will start with the topic now and I will share the PPT. So this topic is very close to my heart because this word surrender has helped me from day one. It has helped me achieve a lot of success in my spiritual journey and it has helped me delve deeper into my own being. So, this word surrender is something that is very close to my heart. And like Surya said, we have attended LBL together. LBL is Life Between Lives workshop. That is a beautiful, beautiful workshop that Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi do. And surrender was one of the life lessons that came up during my LBL session with Dr. Newton. And again, it reinforced the power that it has behind it. So I'll share with you all my story a little bit. So the first time that I went and attended Dr. Newton's class, it was a family constellation class in Calcutta. And just by reading his name, I had gone and attended this class. I didn't know what family constellation was. I knew nothing. I was just researching about past life regression trainers in India. And I came across his name. And just his name attracted me, and I went and sat in that class. I didn't know anything about meditation or spirituality before that. I knew a little about past life regression because I had read some books on it and I was curious. And my life, the way my life was panning out, it uh, had put me in a very dark space, and I really wanted my answers. I was unable to conceive after many IVF cycles, and it had taken a very big mental toll on me. And I always believe that God does not punish. So there must be a reason behind what is happening today. So I went looking for answers. And that's when I met Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi for the first time. And since then, I have never looked back. After that family constellation 2-day workshop, a lot of things got transformed. But in my head, always I wondered what it would be like to attend a PLR session or a PLR class. And I kept trying for a few years after that. But then eventually a class was scheduled in Bhubaneswar, which Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi were not taking. It was Hitesh and Shubhangi that were taking that class. And I was very skeptical about going into the class because I deeply connected with Dr. Newton. I didn't know what the class would hold for me, because I had heard many people saying that they had not had many experiences during a PLR workshop, and it is pointless to attend and all that. But in my heart, I knew that I wanted to go to the 6-day workshop with Dr. Newton. And I wrote to Hitesh asking him whether attending this workshop would qualify me to attend the 6-day workshop. And he said yes. And just because of that, I went and sat in the workshop. And just because of the fact that it would qualify me for the 6-day workshop, I went and sat in that workshop with completely an open mind and no expectations whatsoever. I was like, in these 2 days, I just need to sit in that class and learn as much as I can. And then my target would be to meet Dr. Newton. But what started happening in that workshop, because I had gone with such an empty mind and a complete uh, state of surrender, that I will just let whatever is happening happen. In those 2 days, around 11 lifetimes opened up for me, which is a huge number for a beginner who had never meditated in her life. I have never had any profound experiences. So those lifetimes, that workshop, it really changed the direction of my life. And after that, I went on to attend all the modalities, all the 6-day workshops, got certified by Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi in PLR therapy. And here I am today. So surrender is something that has always helped me in each and every class, in each and every workshop, in each and every session, in each and every work that I do, in each and every aspect of my life. So I understand the power of surrender from a very, very personal perspective. But I would like to share what surrender is, what we actually mean by it, what are the tools that we can practice surrender with. So I'll continue with that now. So surrender is not a weakness. It is not that you just bow down to something that is unknown. It is trusting the divine more than our ego. It is trusting that we do not know anything. It is trusting the fact that there is something else out there which we may not know. And the trust that we need to just stop resisting life, the trust that we need to just flow with life, that is surrender. And I realized that during those 2 days of PLR, when I was faced with these lifetimes that had opened up in front of me, and I realized that I'm not just this life that I am leading. There are many aspects to what is happening today in my life. So that is when I just stopped resisting my life and I just accepted whatever was coming my way. All the struggles, all the problems, I took responsibility for my own life. I took responsibility for my own actions. And that is when my life started flowing in the right direction. So what does surrender mean actually? The surrender actually means to let go of resistance and to accept what is. We are all the time in our lives questioning and resisting our own lives, the way we look, the way our relationships are, the amount of money that we have, the amount of intelligence that we have. All the time there is a resistance that is there. We question, why am I less intelligent than others? Why am I less fortunate than others? Why don't I have a job that I want? Or all the time we are resisting life. We are resisting whatever is happening to us instead of accepting whatever is happening to us and just gracefully seeing whatever is happening and what it is giving to us. We resist our relationships, we resist our environment, we resist nature. Every part of our life is just revolving around resistance. In our minds, there is a lot of resistance about trying new things, about knowing about our own selves. So, to actually surrender is to just let go of resistance and just accept whatever is happening. And as soon as we accept whatever is happening, we find that there is an ease that comes into our lives. Just this acceptance will bring a lot of ease in our lives. Then placing our faith in the divine plan. always we have been told and taught that there is a God present there, and he or she is the one that is punishing us for our misdeeds and that is controlling our lives. But it's not like that. Whatever we are facing today, whatever we are in today, all the struggles, all the difficulties that we face, it has our own stamp on it. We have planned this for our own lives. So just trusting, placing your faith in divine plan is something that is surrender. Sometimes in our line of work, we meet a lot of people who are very, very religious. They will do a lot of pujas, they will do a lot of chanting, they will do a lot of uh, the rituals that are there with worship. But when they are faced with any kind of struggles, when they are faced with any kind of difficulties, they instantly leave their gods. They instantly forget that whatever is happening to them is part of the divine plan. They instantly start questioning their gods and saying that why is it happening to me? What have I done wrong? Why am I in this situation? Instead of trusting that maybe there is something that the situation is trying to teach me, that my God is not so bad that he would put me in this situation. Whenever we are faced with a difficulty, we just lose faith. We just forget about our worship and our faith in God and the divine plan. We just forget about it. We just start thinking that why is this happening? We start resisting so much that the struggle becomes bigger than us. So that is when it starts becoming a problem. When we have faith in the divine plan, suppose there is a very, very big difficulty that has come your way. There is an illness that's come your way, or there is a family member that is critically ill. We forget that there is a divine plan involved. We forget that we have been instrumental in planning this thing, this whatever is happening around us in that moment. We forget to place our faith in God. So surrender is to always remember to have faith, to always remember to have faith in the divine plan that we ourselves have created in our lives, that we ourselves have planned in our lives. So just have faith that whatever is happening is not to punish you, it is to teach you something. And when we come into the learning mode, that is when things start changing for us. That is when surrender starts getting activated. And always we have the tendency to control our environments, to control our lives, to control the outcomes of our lives. Even before we have started doing a process, maybe we've stepped into a workshop and we already we have planned in our heads what the outcome is going to be. We know we want this kind of experience and that kind of experience, and we want the masters to call us for sessions with them, and there are so many expectations that we sit with, and this is our ego needing to control the entire environment. Our ego, which is there, which is already planning the outcome of whatever we are in. So then it really becomes difficult for the universe to start working through you. It becomes difficult for the universe to actually give you what you actually need. We have controlled it so well that the universe has no choice but to just say, so be it or tathastu, because that is how the universe is designed. But we don't let go of our ego. We don't let go of the need to control the environment so badly that the universe cannot give us what we actually deserve, what we actually need, rather than what we want. We are always planning ahead. Whenever we are in a job, we have certain expectations. When we are in a relationship, we have already determined the outcome before stepping into the relationship. So, this need for the ego to control our lives is something that is always hindering our lives. It's not that the ego is a bad thing, because ego is what gives us our identity. It gives us who we are. It tells us who we are. So a healthy ego is very, very necessary in our lives. But when it takes over our lives, then that is what becomes a problem. And just releasing the ego's need to control the outcomes, just do what we need to do and just think about it later. As practitioners, as therapists, I will share my own thing that we keep encountering this Like, especially me, I have encountered this many times that I'm investing so much into learning these modalities and working with these modalities. But then when I look at the return on investment, it is not always the way I want it to be. But then when I sit with this, when I surrender to this, that is when the answers come, that always the return on investment will not be visible, or it will come in other forms. It will come in other ways. And that is when I realize that, yes, there is a divine plan to the whole thing, that I am instrumental in this process, and always to instantly get back a gratification is not necessary. And true surrender is an inner attitude. It is not something that we will be able to physically do. So we practice surrender on a daily basis, from our minds, from our hearts, and just acknowledging this, that I am nothing. I am just an instrument in the divine plan, and the divine is working through me. And I am very, very small in the whole magnanimous universe that is all around us. If we start imagining, now today science has really told us how big the universe is and how big the cosmos is. And just imagine how big we make our own problems. If we just zoom out and see, we are very, very small in the whole scheme of things. We are very, very small. And in spite of that, there is a divine plan that is working through us. Each and every one of us that is present here on earth is doing something to expand the consciousness of earth, to help it grow bigger. So just having this attitude that I am not the doer and the divine works through me is something that is surrender again. In scriptural wisdom also, this has been really told to us. In Bhagavad Gita, it has been told to us. Krishna tells Arjun that you have to abandon all the duties and surrender to me, and I will liberate you from your sins. You just have to keep doing your karma and not get bothered about the results. So, if any of us have read or heard about the Sri Hari Gita, which is like a poem form of Gita. So this is what comes up. This Hindi, uh, these lines, they come up very, very often in that poem, poetry. तज धर्म सारे एक मेरी ही शरण को प्राप्त हो, मैं मुक्त पापों से करूंगा तू न चिंता व्याप्त हो. That means that you have to just forget about what the rules of society are. You have to forget about what is right, what is wrong. You have to just keep doing what your inner guidance, what your inner wisdom is telling you to, and just surrender to the divine plan. After that, you don't have to worry about the sins that you have committed. You don't have to worry about the so-called good deeds that you have done. Everything will be taken care of by the divine themselves. So this is something that is there, that is taught in our scriptural wisdoms through ages, through many, many centuries. We have been learning this in all areas of our culture in India. Surrender is something which is very, very, it is something that is taught to us very well. And we practice surrender by bowing down to our elders, by touching their feet, by practicing it on a daily basis. But nowadays, that has started to be seen as something which is not. We will be very, very egoistic, that we will not bow down to people and all that. But our culture is very, very rich in practicing surrender always. We bow down to nature, we bow down to the sun, we bow down to the moon, we bow down to the trees. India is one of the very few countries where nature is worshipped. So it is very intrinsically ingrained in us to surrender to nature, to surrender to the forces of nature, and really, really appreciate what is going on around us. Even Patanjali, Maharishi Patanjali, in his Ishwar Panidhan, has said that devotion and surrender to the divine will remove all obstacles in our lives. So just believing, just having faith that something good is going to happen, something better than what I have expected out of life is going to happen to me, is actual surrender. So let's see why the ego resists surrender. Why we resist surrender. The ego fears losing control. It fears losing control over their own life because we have been in our childhood programmed in such a way that only if we behave this way, we will be accepted. So that becomes a pattern in our lives. And we take it further by controlling each and every aspect of our life. And we fear that if we do not behave in a certain way, we will not be accepted, we will not be loved, we will not be worthy of anything in our lives. So we start controlling the aspects of our lives. We start not surrendering at all. And like I will share an example with you. When we are in school, we are expected to always get good marks. Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi always says that if each and every person in this whole world becomes a topper and they become doctors and engineers and they become scientists, then who is going to be an artist? Who is going to be a dancer? Who is going to be a photographer? Who is going to see the beauty of things? Who is going to grow food for us? And who is going to cook food for us? So there are so many aspects to life. There are so many aspects that life has, but we have been programmed in such a way that we start controlling the outcomes because we believe that that is the only way for life. We start believing that that is the only way. So they always say that please don't raise intelligent children. Please raise happy children. Please raise kind children. Please raise sensitive children. Please raise children who are spiritual. So, and these adjectives we can apply to all children in the world. But if we start putting the pressure of intelligence on each and every child, then that's not possible. Like if a child is really, really good at art and drawing and all that, and we start teaching them maths, it's like teaching a fish how to fly. So that is what we do in our lives. And that is when this ego starts becoming very, very active and we start fearing to lose control. So surrender starts becoming problematic with us. Why this happens is again because we have been fed with limited understanding. We have been fed to believe that only this is life. This is how if you behave this way, then people will accept you. If you become an engineer or a doctor, or you have a job, or you behave the way everyone is behaving in society, then only you will be able to function. This is true for marriages also, where we are expected to marry at a certain age and irrespective of whether the life partner is there or we have chosen them or we are comfortable with them or not, we are expected to do it. So ego operates with a limited understanding that we have been programmed with in our childhood years. And that is what starts controlling our lives. Again, when we start controlling our lives, it creates anxiety. It creates fear because we have already planned the outcome. We know certain things, we want certain things to happen in our lives. And if they don't happen, we get worried, we get anxious, we get in a problematic situation. We start fighting with our own selves. We say that why did it not happen the way I wanted it to happen? And that is when it creates a lot of problems in our minds. And surrender is something that creates peace. When you surrender to the greater good, when you surrender to whatever is happening around you, that is when you achieve an inner peace that is like no other thing in this world. The ego, like the ego, the self here, we see only a fragment of life. We can never see life as a whole because we are limited. We are limited here. We are on the earth plane, we are limited by our bodies. We are limited by our experiences. And the divine can see the whole. So here I will again share a personal experience with you. A few years back, my husband, he is a doctor, and he came up to me and said that I'm not very satisfied with the money that I'm getting, and I need to do something big. And all my friends are doing very well. They are traveling abroad and doing whatever they want and whenever they want. They're buying new big cars. I'm not being able to do that. So I'm really not satisfied with what is happening, and I need to do something which is bigger, something which is which will give me more money. So I was like, do you really, when we ask, so, and naturally this reply came out that when we ask for something, there is always a price that we pay for it. Are you ready to pay that price? So if you start working more than you are already working, you will lose on your health, you will lose on your relationships, you will lose on the precious time that you spend doing things that you love. So are you okay with that? And we went into this conversation, and we realized, the both of us, that we are asking for something that we already have. We are asking more of it. And in that process, we are ready to let go of a lot of things that our friends may not have. We are ready to let go of the harmonious relationship that we have. So I asked my husband that if God comes to you and tells you that you can have all the money in the world, whatever you want, you can have it, but you have to let go of your relationship with your wife. You have to just let go. So he said, no, 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 I can't do it. This is not possible. So then I asked that if God comes and tells you that you will get all the money in the world that you want, but you will have to let go of your health and you will become very, very unhealthy. So he said, no, 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 even that is not an option. I don't want that. So then when this conversation started happening, I realized that there is a divine plan that is working, and sometimes we just don't see what we already have. We don't see what already the blessings that we have, and we are so caught up in manifesting things, in manifestation and doing things the way we want, that we forget to surrender. And all of us that are practicing manifestation, there are absolutely no judgments, but manifestation is absolutely the opposite of surrender. So if we are practicing manifestation, we are forcing the universe to give us what we want rather than getting what we need. So with me, it has always happened that when I'm attending a PLR class, my inner child issues get resolved. When I'm attending my inner child classes, then the home memories get resolved. When I'm attending breath work, then past life issues get resolved. And when I'm attending family constellation, then some other problems get resolved. So I'm always in a mode of surrender when I'm attending these classes, because I don't go in with certain expectations that yes, this is only what is going to happen. Because I've realized through all this work that when I'm sitting there, I cannot control the outcome. I have to be really, really in surrender mode, and I have to just let go and just receive what the universe is actually going to give me, because that is going to be bigger and more pertinent to what I need rather than what I think that I need. So the first time that I attended a PLR session, the first time that I experienced a PLR session, it was to do with a body tissue we had to identify. And I had a lot of migraines. So I identified the migraines and I went with that to that meditation. But that is not what came up. Something else came up completely. I had not even thought about my infertility issues during that meditation, but I just surrendered. I just went with the flow, and something else completely new opened up in front of my being. So we only see a fragment, but there is this divine that sees a bigger picture, and we need to just surrender to it. And when we surrender, there is an inner peace that comes in. There is grace that starts flowing in our lives. The ego completely dissolves, and we awaken the wisdom. Life becomes effortless. You start enjoying your struggles. You start enjoying being in difficult situations. You start learning from your difficult situations, and they really pass quickly with a lot of ease. And we come into a rhythm with the divine. Sometimes we believe that surrender is laziness, that it's not that. It is not inaction. Surrender is not that you will sit in meditation and completely forget about your own life. It's not that you will avoid being in life. You will avoid your duties. It is not. That is not what is surrender. Surrender is to really, really, from your heart, from your mind, accept your life the way it is, and it is not inaction. We have to keep working. We have to keep putting in the effort. without thinking about the results. We have to keep doing our best and leave the results to the divine. And like already said in the Bhagavad Gita, that we only have the right to our actions. We do not have the right to the fruits. That is something that the divine decides how how much and when to give back to us. And it is going to come back to us one day or the other. We just have to keep persisting. So, how can we practice surrender? We can practice surrender by becoming aware. First, the first thing is to become aware of our resistance. So, just becoming aware that we are resisting this change in our lives, or we are resisting this process, or we are resisting the way we need to behave, is a very big step that we take. The second thing is to accept that resistance and to accept your situation and stop it completely and just allow whatever is flowing to flow into life. Then, already, like I discussed, to trust, to believe that whatever the life that we have is giving us, it is for our higher good. Always, when we look back at our lives and we see how our lives have panned out, can we not see that we have always come out better people after each of our struggles? So, when that is there, why can't we trust our own lives? Why can't we trust that everything that is happening to us is for a higher good? Then letting go, focusing on effort and not the results, like I've repeatedly discussed already. Offer actions, dedicate them to the divine. Whatever we are doing, we dedicate it to the divine, we dedicate it to the universe, we dedicate it to the higher power. We lose ownership of this completely. So again, here I will tell you a personal story. My husband is an anesthesiologist. He's a doctor, practicing doctor. So he came up to me one day and he said that I'm really scared of making mistakes. And I'm scared that after 10, 12 years of practice, he came to me and said that I've never lost a patient on the table, on the OT table. And I'm really scared that I will make the mistake someday and I may lose a patient someday. So I'm really, really scared about it. So I just told him that if you're scared about killing someone, that means you think that you saved someone. So when you stop taking credit for saving people, you will just lose this fear of killing people, because you will understand that the divine is working through you and not you are not the one who is saving lives or ending lives or doing what you believe that you're doing. It's something else that is operating. You are just there to assist in that process. You're just there to keep the people who are meant to be alive alive and assist people who are passing to pass. So when he heard that, he was like, yes, this is something that I can work with. So when we start taking credits for our wins, that is when we start fearing our mistakes. So just stop, dedicate everything to the divine and expressing gratitude to everything that we already have. Expressing gratitude to the divine, expressing gratitude to our environment, to ourselves, is something that is very, very necessary and it should be done on a daily basis. There are many masters that can be quoted for surrender. Ramakrishna Paramhans, who has surrendered to the mother energy completely. Mirabai, someone who all of us know, who from all her aspects, she surrendered to Krishna and she became one with Krishna at one point. Sai Baba was also someone who surrendered to his fate, to being a pauper, to being who he was. Jesus Christ, who was crucified for the work that he was doing. So he surrendered to his fate. He did not question it. So these are big examples of masters who have surrendered to the greater good, who have surrendered to the divine. So when we start surrendering, when we start practicing surrender, we come up with an unshakable peace. We come up with unshakable calmness that is there in our being all the time. There is a fearlessness that we lead our life with, because we know that whatever is going to happen for our good. We get freedom from our ego, from our toxic ego. We get deep joy and contentment in our life, and we get oneness with the divine. So surrender is something that is very, very powerful, and it can take us places in our spiritual journey. So surrender is, like I said, it's not the end of effort. It's the end of the struggle that we have. All the time we are struggling with life because we have not surrendered to it. As soon as we surrender to life, the struggle ends and the effort begins. When we let go of I and mine, that is when the divine starts flowing through us. And we discover true freedom in surrender. We discover who we are when we surrender completely to the divine. And we have a deeper sense of our own self when we surrender to a lot of things in our lives. So this is what is the concept of surrender. This is what is the power of surrender. And we will have a meditation that has to do with surrender. It will be a minimum guidance meditation. I will switch on some music and just allow yourself to completely surrender to this. Just allow yourself to completely surrender to your breath. Allow yourself to completely be in the moment, and just allow yourself to just receive whatever is coming up, whatever is happening in this moment, without putting any expectations. Becoming completely present with it. And just surrendering completely. Dropping the body, dropping the mind, dropping the ego. Anything else? Completely surrendering to your breath. Just drop everything. Drop your ego. Drop your mind. Drop your limitations. Completely surrendering to your breath. 10 more minutes. yourself fully. Become aware of the present. Allow yourself, bring with you everything that you have experienced today. Allow yourself to carry these feelings then into your life. Be more and more aware of your body. Slowly coming back to the present moment. Whenever you're ready, you can place your hands lightly on your eyes. And open your eyes whenever you're ready with a smile on your face. Just allowing yourself to completely integrate your meditation experience. Welcome back, friends. And now we can open the session for questions. If anyone has any questions, we can take them.
Thank you so much, Sneha ji. It was a pleasure to listen to you, even when even during our LBL session when we were there, and I am glad I'm a part of it. And then even then, the lessons that have come from the life between live sessions were as beautiful as that. And then now to listen to you and how you look at that and how you look at that from your life's perspective, from situations, and like, oh, even this situation maybe in my life can also be that, like maybe I need to take that as an acceptance. And I did have some things like that in my life as well. And then I had the opportunity to talk to Dr. Newton, and then I just accepted it after that. And then to listen from you, it is always a pleasure. Like even the lessons that I had at that time during our 6 day retreat was very beautiful. The last days, and then now to listen to you again, it's a pleasure for me. And thank you so much for giving us the time that you took to give us this very beautiful session.
Thank you so much. It is always a pleasure to be here. I think Nilima ji wants to ask us something.
Yeah, sure. I will unmute Nilima ji. Yeah, you can unmute yourself, Nilima ji.
Namaste. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it was such a beautiful session. I want to know, uh, What is the fine line between giving up and surrender?
Can you come again, ma'am?
Line between giving up something and surrender. Like, I don't try for it. Or surrender. Like,
So you're asking whether we should give up or
try.
just is that surrender? No, ma'am, that is not surrender. Giving up or quitting on something is not surrender. It is accepting the situation as it is and putting in all our efforts towards it. So in this case, I think if you look at relationships, it will be easier for us to understand. So sometimes a relationship is not very healthy and it is very, very karmic. There are a lot of baggages that the relationship carries. So in that case, we have to put in all our efforts from our end. And then we also need to find the power within ourselves to say that, yes, this relationship is not working anymore and it is taking away more than it is giving. So surrendering to that also is good. So giving up is not surrender. It is completely putting in your best till there's nothing else left. That is what is surrender. And that is what is actually accepting that this, yes, this is there in my life. And there is something that it is trying to teach me. And the moment we learn it, that struggle goes away automatically. Because the universe knows that now whatever needs to be taught has been taught and the struggle gets taken away instantly. So giving up is not surrender. Giving up is something else entirely. When we give up on something, we are actually pausing, hitting the pause button. Sometime later in our soul journey, it is going to come back.
So, like, surrendering gives peace. You said. We're trying all other methods, but when it's not working, we let it go. And then it comes with
Yes,
peace.
yes. So we need to put in our best efforts. And sometimes, especially in abusive relationships and where there is a lot of physical abuse involved, a lot of emotional abuse involved, sometimes the lesson is self-love. Sometimes the lesson is to stand up for ourselves. Sometimes the lesson is to recognize the power within us. So even that is a part of surrender. So surrender is not to give up. Surrender is not to just be okay with the situation that someone is beating me, so it's okay. I can get beaten every day in my life. That is not what is surrender. Surrender is to find the power within you to say that I am important. And surrender is what the universe is trying to communicate with you through those experiences. So giving up is not surrender, and surrender is not giving up. Surrender is something else entirely. It is more to do with having faith and believing in ourselves and in our greater wisdom, in our greater the messages that the divine is trying to give us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nilima ji, for the question. And we have a participant showing gratitude in the comment section as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, if anyone else has any question, you can raise your virtual hand in the Zoom and I will unmute you and you can ask your questions. Or if you have something to share as well that you have got during the meditation session, we can do that as well.
Nilima ji wants to ask something else. Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure, Nilima ji, I'll just unmute you. Yes.
Can I ask you, like, how do you know when to stand up, when to quit, when to do like this?
When to surrender and see, this
Like,
requires this will come when we have cleansed our belief system. When we know that what is a limiting belief, when we know that what is there are many beliefs that limit us. So when we have cleansed our belief system, that is when we will know when to surrender and when to fight, when to do what. So because the programming has been done in such a way for us that we have all skewed belief systems that God is punitive and we need to fear God. There are many beliefs that we have that a girl should not talk loudly, or a man should not be uh, artistic, a man cannot be a dancer. So many things that are there. Small beliefs like we need to finish everything on our plate, otherwise, paap lagega. That is something that has been fed into our brains. So we need to just rewire that by saying that we only take as much as we need, instead of forcing people to pile food on their plates and finish it off. Instead of that, we can just allow people to take whatever is needed. Only that much we can take in our plates that is needed. So changing those belief systems, when we cleansed our belief systems, then we will know that when what is actual surrender, because we have been programmed in such a way that our ego is always working to our detriment. So cleansing a belief system is very, very important.
Fear of cleansing a belief system.
Yeah.
Fear is also there.
So we need to really work on cleansing our limiting beliefs, whatever we have been told. Ask repeatedly whether it is true, whether actually the things that we hear about ourselves, like we are fat or we are dark or we are not beautiful. So asking whether that is actually true, asking whether we are loved or not, just asking our own selves, because in the end, what I have seen is that no one is beautiful in the world and everyone is beautiful in the world. Even people like big celebrities who pay a lot of money to look the way they do, we tend to find some faults in them also. Someone likes Deepika Padukone, someone likes Kiara Advani. So there is not one person that is beautiful to all. So we really need to cleanse our belief systems to actually know what surrender is. Because cleansing our belief systems is very, very important. We have been programmed in a lot of ways to believe things that are actually not true. Believing that money is everything, believing that getting married is the only way for a woman, and otherwise it is going to ruin her life. Believing that the next obvious step after marriage is to have kids. So these are all some things, these are all limiting beliefs. There are many, many options that are available to us. There are many options that we can be with, believing that it's okay to pilferage nature, it's okay to hoard. So there are so many belief systems that we live with. Each and every day, we need to just question our belief systems and we'll understand what surrender means, when to surrender, when to let go. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilima ji, for that question.
If there are any more questions, we'll take it. Otherwise, it's time and we can end the session.
I think
Yeah.
Ritika ji is asking in the comments in Zoom.
Yeah.
Can we connect with Sneha ji?
So you, there is an Instagram handle that I have, which is, I will just share it with you. And you can just DM me on Instagram and we can connect. I will just share the Instagram handle. Just give me a few minutes. I just need to check the spelling here. So this is my Instagram handle and you can just DM in this handle and we can connect. If anyone wants to follow me, you can. And if they will require any further assistance, then I can share my number with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Sneha.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, it's been a wonderful session. And thank you for all the participants who have been there for this time. And then you've given your Sunday time for us, attending this very beautiful session. And we'll be having again next Sunday, we'll be having a session in Hindi. And then the next consecutive, we'll be having again in English. And we look forward to see everyone of you there, participants who can understand Hindi can come in the next Sunday's session. And if you want English, you can come in the consecutive one. It's been a lovely time spending with you all. Thank you so much for your time and have a lovely day ahead.